What's up, everybody? Hey, it's Prince. I'm back. I'm so excited. Got some really good musicians playing with me this time. Again, I always have somebody good playing with me. But I'm excited. I'm doing some classic gospel tunes, some tunes that I grew up listening to, and now I get a chance to kind of present them in my own little flavor. And man, I think you're going to really, really enjoy this show. Again, this is my Dream Band episode 2, and to my right is Mr. Lonnie Robertson Jr. on the bass. Show him some love. Lonnie. Behind me, Mr. Terrence Campbell on the drums. Show him some love. And last but not least, Mr. Corey Griffith on the keys. Let's do this thing, y'all. How I Got Over. All right, man, I had a good time with that first song, How I Got Over. But if you thought that was something, you're going to really enjoy this one. This is one of those foot tapping songs. It's called Unspeakable Joy. know you enjoyed that last song. Whew. We had a ball with that. We actually took it to church. That's how we do it, y'all. You get a group of musicians together, and they just gel, and they lock in, and we can just go places that you just, oh, if you're a musician, you know what I'm talking about. But we're going to slow it down just a little bit and do another classic tune that I really loved back in the day. The song is simply entitled, God Will Take Care of You. y'all. We are having a ball, and I know you're feeling what we are feeling up in here today. And man, the energy is just unreal, and it's, just like having church. Unfortunately, most times good things come to an end, and this is our final song for today, for this episode. It's simply entitled, Jesus Saves. I just want to share a few tidbits with you. You know, these guys, these are phenomenal musicians, and I want you to get to know them just as much as I have had an opportunity to play with them in different situations over the years. And it's always an honor to bring a group of guys together. Since we were doing what I'm calling classic gospel, I want you to know gospel has always been a part of my upbringing. It remains that. Even though I have opportunities to do various other styles of music, gospel is always at the core of what I do. When I was younger, one of my biggest influences was a guy by the name of Andre Crouch. He was Mr. Contemporary, and he just really opened up my ears to the possibilities of what could actually happen. Andre was always different, but yet he still remained true, to his heart and his love for God. I can remember back in the day, there was a famous album called Love Alive by the Hawkins family. That album is a classic. I'm talking about every song on that album was a hit. Even today, some of you millennials may not know about that type of music, but that is foundational gospel right there. You go back, it's on Spotify, it's on YouTube. Pull up Walter Hawkins' Love Alive and just enjoy what God blessed him with as far as songs and singers and musicians. I mean, it was a total package. So I'm just honored to be able to kind of give you some of what was a part of my roots and my heritage. I want to talk to Mr. Lonnie over here to my right. Lonnie, I know you've been rooted in gospel music for quite some time. What are some of your influences, either artists or musicians that played gospel back in the day, or even currently?
Well, I have several, but I would say the one that probably most influenced me was Joe Smith. He played with the Hawkins and so many different people, but Joe Smith recently passed, but he was one of the greatest bass players back there in the day playing gospel, and he did jazz and some other things, but gospel was his root. He was a part of the Hawkins family, one of the greatest families to do gospel. And it's just been a blessing. I've had a chance to actually work with some of these artists. We did a song today by Tremaine. I had a chance to work with Tremaine. Did some stuff on the same stage with Daryl, but he's gone. He's a great artist too. So Daryl was one of my favorite male singers.
Daryl Coley he's talking
Daryl
about.
Coley,
yes. The Daryl Coley.
Yes, only one. But so I have several. James Hall, Mississippi Mass, L.A. Mass. It goes on and on.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but gospel is my root, but I've done some jazz, but gospel is my main love, first love. Okay.
Now, back in the day, I did my first, if you want to call it, a gospel jazz concert, and Lonnie played bass for me. This is many moons ago, and we had a good time, and like I say, it's always been a part of my roots and my heritage, and just growing up, and I'm just honored to still be able to do, that type of music, and I'm honored that, I really tell everybody it's God that plays through me. It's not me, it's him playing through me. Mr. Terrence, what are some of your gospel influences or gospel heroes or what have you? Talk to me.
Well, I think I'm fairly younger than you and Lonnie.
No way.
Well, thanks.
But growing up right here in Atlanta, Georgia, like I went to a Baptist church, so like devotional service. It literally started devotion. Watching the drummer every move, stuff like that. Like you said, the Andre Crouches and the Mississippi Masses and the Georgia Masses, and then like just watching the elevation of like the radio and like the artistry of it, getting up to like current times like the Tasha Cobbs and the Walls groups and all of that. Like I enjoy it all. So for you to call me to do something that's literally in my core, something that's part of my being, if anything is listened to throughout the week, it's definitely gospel music. So like gospel music is literally in everything I play. the jazz stuff, the Latin stuff, the bossa novas, the corporate gigs, the four on the floors, and all that kind of stuff. We played a lot of floor on the floor in here tonight. Just a lot of just feel good music, and I think that all started right there in the gospel, the gospel culture. So I appreciate the opportunity again. Thank you.
All right. Well, you did your thing, and I'm honored to have you with us tonight. Mr. Corey, I know you have a story to tell. What are some of your early gospel influences, if any? I know you play a lot of music, but, since we're doing gospel, who did you like to listen to coming up?
Well, growing up, I'm from Atlanta.
Okay.
So I grew up in church.
Okay.
So I think I can probably speak for all the musicians here when I say the church is my training ground.
That's right.
So, I've taken a lot of church stuff, gospel stuff, and incorporated it into some of my other playing, R&B, jazz, corporate, pop, whatever, contemporary, whatever. Some of my influences, I like a lot of West Coast musicians, Jason White, Mike Burrell, anything West Coast, Judith McAllister, Daryl Coley, he got a lot of that. I also like the Winans.
Yeah.
Those Kurt Carrs, all of those, those passes in the music. That's what I kind of came up on. Okay.
Well, I forgot to mention I love the Winans too. I mean, that was definitely a very vital part of my upbringing. I mean, hearing what they did, four brothers from Detroit, man, they changed the sound. You hear me? Them and Commission. I can't leave them out. Clark sisters. Boy, you talking to me now. And Walter and Edwin. Oh yeah. The whole family.
And all the wild tapes.
Yeah. The wild CDs back in the day was something that we used to look forward to. It would be a collaboration of every hit for that year. It would come out, and it would be like 18 songs on that thing, man. And you talk about hit after hit after hit. They did that thing for about 20 years. I'm not sure if it's still going on, but man.
Not like it used to.
Oh yeah. But back in the day, the Wild collection was the collection to have. So, in conclusion, as you can see and as you have heard, we all have deep roots in gospel. Even though God has blessed us to kind of, expand our talents into other art forms and other idioms of expression, hey, we are rooted in gospel music. And I just want you guys to know that, we love playing music. We are real musicians. And, it is just an opportunity that, I know God gave me to kind of put something like this together to, share friends and, colleagues from in some cases many years back, and in Terrence's case, just recently. Actually we played in a corporate band last year, I believe. That's how I met Terrence. And the same thing with Corey. We met in a corporate band, and I see him quite frequently, actually, as my schedule permits me to play with that particular band. But I'm just honored to have these guys before me, and we deem it an honor to be able to play for you all what we rendered today. So we will, see you guys the next time, and until then, stay safe. Do what you have to do to remain. I'll leave it at that. But God bless you guys. Take care, and we'll see you real soon.